What's up, YouTube? It's the night before the Avatar release, so I wanted to film our first, although technically episode 0, of the new series we'll be doing, which is our Unranked to Mythic climb as a free-to-play account for Magic: The Gathering Arena draft, all Avatar, all the way through. With the set releasing tomorrow, we will have our episode 1 being filmed then, which will go up, of course, on Wednesday on day 2. It will be labeled as episodes, so it'll be really easy to keep track of where you left off as we do the climb from Unranked to Mythic. Now, for a lot of people, Magic: The Gathering Arena is their first Magic set, and for a good number of people as well, you may not be as familiar with how Magic: The Gathering Arena and draft and ranking up and all that works. So I wanted to do a quick video explaining what we're actually setting out to do, and what it will look like, and also some limitations. I am a free-to-play player. I wanted to do this as a realistic dive into what it looks like to be a free-to-play drafter on Arena, which means that we have to balance our resources just as much as doing well and ranking up. So with that, let's jump right into the numbers. First up, these are the different tiers for ranking up in Magic: The Gathering. Currently, we're there, which is we are currently unranked. Every season, which happens at the end of every month, you actually reset in rank. And we'll get to that in a little bit of what that's going to look like midway through our journey. But our goal is to move all the way up from bronze to silver to gold to platinum to diamond and then to mythic. In Mythic, you actually get like a placement or a percentage placement, which we don't really care too much about how we do within Mythic. Our goal is just to get there all within Avatar from being unranked. And it's a pretty big jump. As you can see, there's a lot of tiers. There's 4 tiers per of metal gradient, and then there's a total of 5 metal gradients plus Mythic, for a total of 21 rank ups that we need to do to be able to get to Mythic. So come with me on the journey. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's go through the numbers of what it actually takes to rank up through all the different ranks in Magic: The Gathering Arena in terms of net wins. Starting with bronze, you actually gain 2 steps per win in the rank chart, and whenever you win, and you don't lose any for losing. So our total net wins is just 8 to go from bronze to silver. However, when we get to silver, not only do losses start to count against us, but we also have to go up an entire extra step for each of the ranks of silver, which means that we go from needing 8 total net wins to 10. Gold is the exact same, so we stay 10, but then it gets really tough when we hit platinum and diamond. Platinum and diamond no longer give you 2 steps per win. It's an even 1 and 1, which means you have to have a positive net win rate to be able to move up. You can't just be playing a lot, you have to actually be winning more than you're losing to be able to rank up. And in total, you also need more because you're no longer getting 2 steps per win, for a total of 20 for each of those ranks. For those of you visual people, here's a chart so that you can see the total number of wins we're going to need to get from unranked to mythic. And this is net wins. So our losses count against this unless we're looking at exactly bronze. So we do have to keep that in mind. But in total, 68 wins is what's required to get us to mythic. As a reminder, drafts cap out at 7. So even if we have a fantastic draft, the best case scenario is that we'll go 7-0, which moves us 7 forward on this chart. But keep in mind, losses count against us. So going something like 5-3, which is pretty good, only actually moves us forward 2 on this chart to get to 68. We also have one other problem, which is the dates for when Magic: The Gathering Arena Avatar will be available. As you can see here, this is a screenshot as of today of my current rank. I am completely unranked, bronze, tier 4, 0 games played as of right now. But the ranked season for Magic: The Gathering Arena actually ends at the end of each month and resets. As a result, we're going to have to take into account our season reset in trying to get to Mythic, since it will not be feasible as a free-to-play drafter for us to get to Mythic all within this season. So as you can see, I have the dates here. Tomorrow, of course, is the release for Avatar, but season rank reset for November is the last day of November. There is another season rank reset in December at the very end of it. And then the Avatar set will no longer be available on Arena as the premier draft format. It might come back as a quick draft, but it will not be readily available to rank up with as of January 19th at the release of Lorwyn. In terms of our strategy here, our goal is to hit Mythic in that November 30th to December 31st timeframe. Which means we're going to have to take into account the November season reset when we're doing our calculations. This is the chart of based off your rank at the end of the season, where it will downgrade you to for the beginning of the next season. Given how easy it is to move through bronze, silver, and gold, our goal is to make it all the way to platinum 3 so that we can enter at gold instead of silver starting the new season. This also guarantees we get the most amount of gold from the end of season rewards, which I'll show you in a moment. So, our plan is for the next couple of days here before the season reset at the end of November to focus on trying to get to Platinum Tier 3 with the expectation that it will reset us down to Gold 4, and then we'll push through Gold to Platinum to Diamond to Mythic for the rest of the season and hopefully hit Mythic before the reset again in December. Taking the season reset into account, here's a different way of how we could look at our wins. We are currently unranked, and to get to Plat 3, we now need to win 32 games by the end of November. Then we'll have to do a big push of 48 more games to get to 80 wins total by January 1st so that we hit Mythic before the reset. Here you can see in the blue box, I did some calculations of how many drafts we're actually going to need to do on average to hit the ranks we want to hit. So within the dates we want, we need 32 net wins in 11 days. 32 net wins based off my win rates comes to about 15 drafts on average. Obviously, we could be higher or lower than that based on how we do, but I have a pretty consistent drafting record, as you can see based off my 17 lands data. This is actually my 17 land data from the moment I downloaded it all the way to now. So I've been using 17 lands for a little over 2.5 years at this point. I love it. It keeps track of all my games. As you can see, I'm actually a very consistent drafter, both in terms of how much I draft and also my average win rate. So the easiest way to look at this is that green line is my career win rate. And the more games I have played, the harder it is to move that win rate because I have so many games played. Going 7-0 obviously bumps it up a little, but I have over, what is it now? Over 4,000 games played. So 7 wins and 0 losses helps move that dial a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a small margin. The blue line is my last 50 events. This is the best way to see how I'm doing in the short term, but you can even see that this pretty accurately follows and dances around my total average win rate, which sits right at about 60% for most of my career. That light gray one is the one I want to call attention to. That's your short-term win rate. That's your most recent 10 events. I've highlighted 3 peaks there because those 3 peaks are the last 3 sets that I got Mythic in. I only really grind sets that I enjoy. Avatar so far I have greatly enjoyed and I tend to grind it. As a general statement, when I really put the effort into a set and I enjoy it as well, I do a lot better than my average. So that first arrow was Duskmorn, that second arrow is Aether Drift, and that third arrow is of course Edge of Eternities. These are 3 sets that I really enjoyed and played a ton of. And as you can see, my win rate is about 70% for those sets. If we can achieve a win rate of close to that for Avatar, we will confidently make it to Mythic before the December cutoff. Now, as a free-to-play drafter, we have to balance one more thing other than win rate, which is just raw resources. Drafts cost either 10,000 gold or 1,500 gems. We win gems when we play draft. And although doing well in draft will net us a positive amount of gems, the significance of even just going 50-50 compared to making a profit is very difficult. I actually made a whole video about being a free-to-play drafter on Arena and what the metrics breakdown is, but the easiest thing to understand is that if you go 3-3, which is average, right? Breaking even 50-50 win rate, you actually lose 500 gems from that draft. You need to be going at least 4-3, ideally 5, 6, or 7 wins in every draft to prevent yourself from going down in your total gems. This is further exacerbated by the fact that if you go 2 wins total, you're only getting 250 gems back from your 1,500 investment. That's a negative of 1,250 gems. If you go 7 wins, you only get 2,200 gems, which is a positive of only 700. That means if you go 7 wins and then immediately follow that up by going 2 wins, you actually lose over 500 gems in that exchange. So consistency in our win rate is going to be absolutely crucial. We're also going to be nickel and diming every opportunity we get to get extra gold and extra gems. I broke that down here. So we're starting as of tomorrow morning with 14,000 gold and 4850-ish gems. That means we essentially have 4 bullets for drafts. One from gold using 10,000 of it, and then 3 drafts is 4,500. So we have a little bit of a buffer on both gold and gems to start. 4 drafts is great. It's usually where I start most formats, and I'm able to play a whole bunch of Magic. Now, using daily quests and daily wins, we should be averaging about 1,200 gold a day from free resources. That means we get a bonus free draft every 8 1/3 days. Problem is, as you've seen, we're only working with about 40 days total worth of Magic, which means we're only going to get 5 more free drafts from here. Now, we are going to get a release day bonus of about 1,100 gold because it's going to give us 3 quests right off the bat instead of our normal one. So it's like we're getting 2 extra quests for free. Averaging that out, it comes to 1,100. Hopefully, we get 1,750, 1,500. But on average, with rerolls, it comes to 1,100. And then at the end of the season, on December 1st, we will get 1,000 gold, assuming we made it to our goal, which will be a little bit of a buff. It's a tenth of a draft, so it moves us forward about a day on our drafting. In total, it means we have about 5 bullets total to start, and we're going to get 4 to 5 extra drafts from free to play mechanics over the course of our journey here, which means we have 10 or less drafts to work with. It will not take a lot of losing drafts for us to be in the hole on gold or gems and be really struggling to even be able to draft so that we can get our win rate. So, with all that said, I'm super excited to start the Avatar draft free to play journey with you guys all tomorrow. I'll be filming the first video and it will come out on Wednesday as episode 1. We're going to be doing a lot of these drafts. I'll try to keep them episodic. And along the way, hopefully, we'll all get better at drafting Avatar and drafting in general. I also draft regularly in paper, so hopefully that will help things out a little bit too. As a general statement, I'm super excited to do this, and it's going to be a fun journey. And this is the free to play lifestyle. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Regardless, I'll take you on every step along the way so you can see what it really looks like for, an above average win rate drafter to try and play free to play on Arena. It's not common to be at like a 70% win rate for long periods of time. Even I don't do it. But if we're able to do that for Avatar, we will confidently be able to get to Mythic. So I'll see you for episode 1. I hope to see you guys either on our Discord or in the comments as we take this journey.